All right, we have concluded the album. Now it's time for the review. I don't review every single like underground tape or like every artist album unless I have really something to say, like some deeper analysis. And this one definitely, like, I think it's necessary because I'm checking on Twitter. We couldn't stream last night because again, Zirko was on my setup for 8 hours. So it was like literally 6 a.m. when he got off and he started at like 10. So apologies that way, but still react to the project on the other channel. Let's give it a rating. So I don't think it's a perfect tape by any means, or a perfect EP, whatever you classify it as, because I think that it was solid, but it really didn't have like a crazy banger. It got close with a couple of songs. It really did. Like this little stretch in here, and then even Beautiful Rockstar, like once the melody on the beat cut off and it was just the percussion, the beat, that went hard. But I've been seeing on Twitter, because obviously we don't have a chat if we're not live, it's pretty quiet. Everybody's like trying to figure out, like, who do we support Faygo? Do we hate Faygo? Because no one's trying to be on the wrong train, if you will. No one wants to have their own independent thoughts or opinions. Because obviously, like, there's a huge mixed bag when it comes to Faygo. Like, some people are saying like he's still fire, everybody's just over hating, and then the other side saying like, nah bro, fell off, he waited too long. It's like, okay, even that, saying that is dead, because yeah, you don't have that excuse anymore. He dropped Yay, that was a fire song. I still agree with what I said before, which was like, why did he drop a DDO Osama feature? But still, like, I think he's coming back. I don't think he's fully back yet. These songs definitely showed flares of his older type music, especially like Beautiful Rockstar, like the very quick bars, but also has melodies in it, if you get my drift. But there were some bangers on here, like F a Post, On the Moon remind me of like some Uzi. Obviously the production had kind of elements of, or like engineering of like Travis Scott, Cactus Jack-esque, kind of like the, I want to say like orchestral, but like electronic orchestra in a way. Not sure if that makes any sense. But Backseat, songs like that. Havoc was like the more grungy. I think Faygo could work on his more hype grungy songs because he has a very refined voice. So like it almost sits too far on top of the grungy beats, and it like is out of place, because the grungy beats, you need more of like a distorted, or I don't know, like a not as perfect voice, as gay as that sounds. So do something with that. You know what I mean? Whether it's auto-tune, like even Travis Scott, like he distorts his voice for a reason on his more, on his type of beats. Now, as I was saying before though, there are songs like Backseat where I feel like this song could have very well been on Pink Hearts. Like it has more pop, R&B type, like slower type vibe. But it also still appealed to his older music. So I think this is the perfect mesh of what he was trying to do, kind of like be more mainstream appealing, because now he's signed to Cactus Jack. Like that was the whole point, right? Like he was probably already making money independently after Off the Map and After Me. But then if he wants to get to the next level of like superstardom, he's trying to get all the bitches on his fan base. He's trying to get all the moms. He's trying to get on the radio. He's trying to get on all the Spotify playlists. Okay. So that's the whole point. That's why he dropped Pink Hearts, so that he could hit that new demographic. Now it just did not work because, as I said in the reaction, SoFaygo is not, personally, in my opinion, the best at this mainstream sound, at least yet, because he's a new guy on the block. So of course he's not gonna be able to compete with like a Don Toliver or these established artists who have been making mainstream music. So as his position as the, like, one of the leaders of this newer generation of music, he definitely has this newer type subgenres of this rap that's emerging. on lock. Like, he is one of the creators of this sound. So he just needs to keep doing that and pushing it forward. But I do think that a lot of these songs, as I said before, can appeal to the mainstream. So like, I think he's going in the right direction for sure. I don't think he's there just yet. If I were to give the project a rating, I'd probably say like, let's see, I liked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs because Ye was a single. 7 out of 12 is what? Let me do the math. It's going to be some crazy fraction. 7 divided by 12 is 58%. But nah, I give it like a 7.25. Like, again, it had some solid songs in there. Definitely a step in the right direction. But I don't think he's there yet. He needs to drop an album where like there is an undeniable hit song. Now I know some people are gonna come out and be like, this snippy beautiful rock star, like it's a grail. Like, we'll see what it does numbers wise. That'll be the determiner in a few weeks. Even Pink Hearts had Hell Yeah with Ken Carson, which is doing numbers. Let's see. Hell Yeah, I believe, look, is right underneath Knock Knock, 38 mil, whereas everything else it kind of shit on. So I don't think this album has that necessarily. Now, will TikTok pick something up? Perhaps. I feel like the songs that have that are like Backseat. My personal favorite, I think, is F a Post. Yeah, I think that's my favorite song on there. And I like how he's doing the more hype songs as well. And he's moving back into kind of like more electronic type sounds, whereas I believe, I don't know, I feel like after he dropped Off the Map, he wanted to stray away from the rage type music, even though he was honestly one of the pioneers of it, because everybody else hopped on it. And so he doesn't want to be a trend writer, even though, again, he like was one of the main creators with Trippie Redd, Ken Carson, Cardi, whatever, Yeet. But he wanted to get away from that so that he could differentiate himself. But again, you got to own that shit. Like, I feel like most people outside of the people who actually pay attention realize that SoFaygo was one of the creators. So it kind of makes him lose a little bit more credit. And like, if he did get that credit for being a pioneer of rage music, then perhaps a lot of people would not have been shitting on him for the last 2 years about waiting so long to drop Pink Hearts. And then also he might have leaned into that type of sound and actually monetized from it instead of waiting 2 years and then, you know, like objectively flopping. At least that's what people say, because he didn't really get over 10K. Now there was a grain of salt there because he did an independent distributor or whatever, but still, come on, like, he was supposed to go mainstream. He signed to Travis Scott. So yeah, I think a lot of things could have been different, but we've already talked about all of, you know, the history of what he should and shouldn't have done. But again, this project, a step in the right direction. The first couple songs, they were okay. Like, this could have been 8 tracks. I think if he dropped a couple of these, maybe did Yay, these songs, not DD Osama. He could even keep RC. I thought that song was okay. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, an 8-track EP. This would have been a great, solid EP. But the first, I was kind of worried at first. Like, I heard SoFaygo doing well with the vocals. Like, he's going back to the old sound. But I don't know, it just wasn't hitting the same. So again, we'll see. I think the next project will be great, though. If this is just an EP, then like these might be like throwaways or just a warm up. Now he kind of knows what the fans want, in that if this does well, he can be certain of himself as to what to create, rather than Pink Hearts. I feel like that was the whole reason that he was delaying, because he didn't know what people wanted, or he was trying to do something different and not, again, be stuck into this rage sound or like the newer underground music. He wanted to be like a mainstream artist or just like a pop star or like somebody that just, again, wasn't an underground rapper, because you don't want to be an underground rapper forever. You want to be famous and have money. You don't want to be a dud all your life. Not that underground rappers are duds, but you know what I'm saying. You don't want to be stuck there in purgatory for 10 years. And so now he found that perfect spot of like newer type music where he can still be creative, but also make money.